losers. Inspire.
Welcome back to another Wisdom Wednesday discussion. I am your guide, Nspired, generating, uplifting, inspiring, developing, and empowering you to live inspired every day forever. Because that's life. Time to clear the mind and wake up. This discussion, we're talking about mental clarity and awakening the authentic mind, the authentic self, us, me, we. Start with an affirmation. It's always good to affirm. So today our affirmation is, my thoughts are aligned with my highest truth. The intention is to create mental spaciousness for divine inspirational flow, realigning our thoughts with spiritual clarity and our personal sovereignty. You know, that's very important here. Sovereignty. We always talk about sovereignty of nations. What about you? What about yourself? Time to declare that. It's time to live in that and begin to walk in that. And so that outcome from affirming, the outcome from our intention of this discussion is going to be that unfiltered self-trust within ourselves, allowing us to have and make clearer decisions and have a renewed mind. That's going to mark the start of our truly authentic life. Again, out with the old life, in with renewed life, where we are living inspired every day forever, because that is life. Let's start. Clouded mind, clear spirit. These are the opposing forces that we deal with daily. I know these are the opposing forces that I deal with daily. It's either my mind's clouded and I don't know what to do, or my spirit is clear and I'm free. And we battle with these because we're wondering, which one is the true me? Who am I really? Am I this person with this clouded mind? Cluttered, always wondering, thinking, beating up on myself? Or am I this clear spirit, free, flowing, knowing where to go, not caring where to go, just doing it? We're going to get to the bottom of that. First, we're going to start with our guided question, which is, what old beliefs or mental noise are clouding your ability to see clearly? What's that old belief that you have about yourself? Or what is that noise that's inside your mind that's affecting you from getting that task done, from knowing what to do in that day, and then getting it done? We might sit around and say, you know what? I want to do this tomorrow. And tomorrow comes, and all of a sudden, there's so much noise in our head, we can't see clearly. I don't know what to do. I don't know which way to go. And now I'm feeling stuck. What's coming to mind right now is, I can see clearly now that the rain is gone. It's going to be a bright, sunshiny day. So we need to identify what outdated version of ourselves are we still running with. We have these wonderful devices. New phones come out every day, and they have new operating systems. Why? Because they understand if you got an old operating system, it's going to affect your ability to operate. You're going to be limited. If you still got an iPhone 4, you can't even access anything that we're able to access nowadays. Matter of fact, if you got an iPhone 12, you're outdated. And these operating systems on these devices update frequently. Yet we, the greatest system in existence, the one who creates the operating systems, we're running outdated models. So in what area of our life do we feel most outdated? Do we feel most mentally foggy? These are questions that we want to begin to ask ourselves. Beginning with the overall, what outdated version of myself am I still running? Right? Because that is now interfering with my ability to update. It's 2025. I can't still be thinking like it's 1999. It's going to cause confusion. It's going to cause problems when I'm operating in a world that has been updated, yet I'm not updating my systems. I'm still thinking of me in a way that is not allowing me to be who I need to be at this time. So what do you keep thinking about that doesn't actually serve you? You may think it does because at one time it felt like maybe that's who I was 10, 20 years ago. But does that serve who you are now? What thoughts do you believe are true, but you haven't even questioned? Do we fact check anything anymore? Do we just accept it as face value? Well, they said this, I heard this was on the news. Well, that is what we're also doing to ourselves. You have thoughts in your mind that are untrue, that you believe are true, but you haven't questioned them. Maybe because you grew up and they said, you better not question me. So now you don't ask, no question. You don't ask anything. You just accept it because the question is you feel like you're not supposed to do that. There's a reason why, as a parent, I may not want my child to question me. You know why? Because that might attack my ego. Who you think you are? This little child questioning me. I was once like that. I was once in an environment like that. But I had to question that because it didn't serve me anymore. Because when I thought about it, that shut me down as a child. And I just wanted to know. I wasn't questioning anybody. I had a question. In class, they say, raise your hand if you got a question. Then you get home and you can't. They're going to raise your hand if you got a question. All right. And that blocks us. So now as I grow up, I don't ask any questions. I don't question anything. I just accept it. It must be true. I heard it. They told it to me. But how does that affect me? How does that affect my growth? My ability to be who I am truly? Because there are things that I want to do. There are things that I believe. But then I look around and I don't see anybody else believing that or doing that. So now I question whether I should do it. Or maybe I don't question. I just don't do it. But in the back of my mind, I wish I could. I want to. But this is part of that outdated system. You want to run. You want to experience something new, but your system's outdated. So you can't. It blocks you. Have you ever tried to go again on your computer, on your device, and it says browser needs to be updated, incompatible version. You can't view this page. You can't go here because until you update, there's a new version of your phone. Would you like to update it? You say, no, I'm not updating my phone. Okay, don't. That's fine. Then what happens? Your phone becomes slow. It starts to lag. It glitches. Yeah, we don't think that happens to us, but it does. Because we don't want to update and adjust, we're lagging behind. Our life is glitching. I'm slipping, I'm falling, and I can't get up. And ain't no life alert bracelet for that. This is why we're here. This is why we're discussing this. To put our life on alert so that we now say, oh, okay, I need to update, and where and how. What do I update? How do I update this operating system? I am the programmer. So now I need to program my own codes for me to live life. Out with the old life where we accepted someone else's program, where they told us what to do. We acted in the way they wanted to act it, and we still got nowhere. So in this renewed life, where we are living inspired every day forever, we're going to write the code. We're going to program and update our operating system. Because damn it, if I'm doing what y'all want me to do and I ain't getting nowhere anyway, I might as well see about, let me adjust this and do what I want to do and see where I get. And the wisdom anchor that we have to back this up comes from Michael Beckwith. You can't heal what you won't see. Let me say that again. You can't heal what you won't see. We have to begin to allow this clarity to replace this confusion. This is the first update. Clarity replaces confusion. Because if we're not able to see it, how are we going to heal it? How are we even going to believe that it's something that we need to heal? Because we won't look at it. I don't want to see that. Turn off your notifications. You don't want to see it. It doesn't mean that it's not there. You just have blocked yourself from seeing it. And it's not until all of a sudden you crash that it's like, wait, something's wrong. Now we're panicking. Now I need to figure out what to do. Do we really want to operate like that? Do we really want to operate in this mental fog and this confusion of not knowing? And how does not knowing affect us growing? Because for me, when I reflect, a key reflection that I have is when I realized that mental fog was a symptom. Yet I was a symptom of what? That I was misaligned. I was out of alignment. And the whole time I'm chasing clarity through thought, trying to think my way through it, I'm spinning out of control. So when we are trying to think our way through it, I know what to do. You're spinning out of control. When we surrender, though, into truth, we begin to see. Yet that's not easy. Yet again, I'm here to remind you that one of the best things about you, one of your greatest qualities, is you make difficult things easy when you do them. You make difficult things easy. Don't believe me? Look at where we've come. 2025. We got planes that fly in the sky, skyscrapers, cars that drive by themselves. We've advanced ourselves to a point where we're living longer, we're stronger. We're at the update. But we had to begin to surrender, to let go. Because when we were thinking our way through it, when society was thinking our way through it, we see what that is. We've seen it before and we're seeing it now. When people think that they know, this is how wars start. This is how confusion comes. We're spinning out of control and we need to just let go. Surrender into that truth so you can see what it is that you need to see. And what you may need to see may be different than what I need to see. And that's how we advance. If we're all trying to see the same thing, we ain't going nowhere. It's your perspective with my perspective, with his perspective, with her perspective that makes the whole perspective worth seeing in the first place. When it's just one person trying to tell us and dictate us, the one ruler, we have seen stagnation all over. In history, in your story, in her story, in our story. So again, this personal sovereignty begins with ourselves, reclaiming that position, determining it's your life to live. So why would not live it? You can't live it for me. Why would I live it? And so being out of alignment. So the mental fog was a sign of my misalignment. And the core principle that I had to embrace was, you know what? As long as my mind was foggy, it was going to feed my false identity. As long as my mind was foggy and I didn't understand the commandments for my life, what I needed to do, I was going to be living a false identity. I was going to be fitting in, trying to just, this is what I'm supposed to do because that's what this person said, or that's what I heard, and this is what I was told. That was a false identity. It wasn't comfortable. I didn't like that life. I wasn't happy. You may have had even more than a better job, bigger house, more trinkets. Yet you weren't happy. You weren't satisfied. And if you heard the term, less is more or less, you begin to understand that. Because I had so much in my mind, so much I wanted to do, so much that I thought I knew. I wasn't doing anything. I didn't really know anything. I was spinning. My mind was foggy. It had too much stuff in it. Then I realized as we progressed, as we started to get rid of things, that spring cleaning, that a clear mind is what was the fuel for my life to be divine. That is the fuel for life to be divine, is a clear mind. I can see clearly now that the rain is gone. So as long as that fog was there, you can't see clearly. If you've ever been outside in fog, depending on how thick it is, you may not be able to see your hand in front of your face. How thick is the fog in your mind? Mine was pretty thick. I couldn't see the hand in front of my face. John Cena can't see me. I couldn't see me. Matter of fact, I wouldn't even look to see me. What? If I did, would I even have been able to identify myself to begin with? So that mental fog, it often shows up when your mind is divided. Two sides are divided. It makes it easy to be conquered or to conquer. So my mental fog showed up when my mind was divided. When I was trying to be everything, be everywhere, please everybody, and solve every problem all at once. I ended up pleasing nobody, being nowhere, and doing no thing at all. And yet what was most interesting about that is that seemed to be when you're the most liked, when you're divided. Have the most friends, have the most people around you. And then as you start to clear your mind, as you start to, you know what? I'm not trying to be everything. I'm damn sure not trying to please everybody. And I can't solve all these problems at once. All of a sudden, that's when you become a problem. That's when you're hard to be around and you're hard to love and you're hard. And then I said, wait a minute. If I'm hard to love, the more I am myself, then who were you loving? Someone else? Because I didn't love that person, but you did. So would I rather be someone who has mental fog, so my energy is drained, and I'm just okay with just not being me. Just because I want to have people around, just because I want to please everybody and make it look like I've got everything, like my life is all together? Or do I want to accept that it may be hard for you to love me, but I love me? And what's most important? For them to love you and you not love yourself? Or for you to love yourself and you might have to lose someone else? This is a question that we have to answer, that I had to answer, me had to answer. This is something that I know you're probably dealing with as well. Yeah, I'm here to tell you that mental fog is draining your energy every single day. You're just crawling out of bed and you're trying to, another day, another dollar. Or are we even getting a dollar anymore? Maybe we had like another day and we had a nickel or something. I don't know. But I just want to let you know that that is happening. Yet, it's not that you're broken at all. I know you may have felt like that. I know you may even think like that. And if somebody told you that, hey, get them out of that. But it's not that you're broken at all. It is that you're mentally full of what's not yours. Imagine if you're carrying someone else's weight around all the time, would you not be tired? You want to go over there and do this thing, but you can't because you got to carry this around. I wish I could do that, but I can't because I'm carrying this around. Carrying somebody else's life who said that I need to do this with my life. Why? Because that doesn't make any money. Why would you be that? No one's doing that. That can't get you anywhere. So now you out here working a job because you're trying to please something. You're trying to get some amount of money that's going to make you happy, yet you haven't realized that no matter how much money you've gotten, you have not been happy. And that's why they say more money, more problems, because now you got more bills, because the problem was you weren't managing in the first place. So it's not that you're broken. Your mind is full of stuff that ain't yours. So you're hoarding things in your house that don't belong to you. And I just hear my grandmother in my head right now. Who get this stuff out of here? Who's always in her way? Whose bag is this? Tripped over it. This is not my stuff. Get it out of here. It's frustrating. I'm tired of seeing all of this crap around here. And then you got to clean it up. I'm tired of carrying all this weight on my back. This ain't mine. I don't want to do this no more. But it's not that you broken. So let's take that off of us right now. So if I'm not broken, that's a great start. Now I have to figure out, how do I get this stuff off my mind, or how do I remove this stuff out of my house that is not mine? Garage sale. Everything must go. It's a fire sale. Why? Because you are getting new. So you can't keep that old stuff in there. So let it go. Sell it. Whatever. Hey, this couch used to be $1,200. But because we got to get out of here, because we have to get it out of here, I get to you for $600. What? Oh, that's all you got? Take it. Bye. We don't think that that's possible. Well, when you're in a relationship, you're loving. You're taking all this stuff on, you're building, you got a house together, car together, credit cards, all this. Then you break up and you don't want none of it no more. You selling the car for whatever I don't even care. Take it. because I don't even want to remember that anymore. You could do the same thing with your mind, with your life, the old life. Get it out of here. It don't suit me no more. What? Whatever. I don't care. I'll take whatever. Just get it out of here. Matter of fact, you could have it for free if you come get it out. Whatever. I just don't need it. It's weighing me down. It don't serve me anymore. Yet just like we struggle to get out of those situationships, out of those professions, if we want to call them that, those jobs, the duties that we don't really like to do, just like we struggle getting out of those, because what are they going to think if they see us breaking up, divorcing? What if I lose my job? What are people going to think about me? I'm afraid. I don't know what my life is going to be like without that thing that I've been so used to every day. This is who I am. You don't want to let it go, but you don't recognize that you're over-identifying with a past version of you. That ain't you. That's why it's pulling on you like that, because that's not you. And you won't let it go, so it's going to keep pulling you. And the more it pulls, it's going to hurt. And then something's going to break. Resistance is teaching us something. Yet we struggle because we are resisting. You don't want to change. You don't want to develop. You don't want to grow. You get to a point where it's like, you know what? I'm comfortable here. I know. Just like they told us. We're overseas in Afghanistan. They said, hey, Marine, complacency kills. Keep being complacent. You better switch it up. That's just not in something that only the military can use. That's something for us, because war is not just fought by the military. You fight wars every single day. You fighting battles every single day. Yeah, we heard about Israel and Iran, and we've seen World War I, World War II, Vietnam War. Great, we've seen that. Those times have came and went, and yet still Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you're going through battles. So that mindset, that's something that we need to adopt and identify. Am I being complacent? Just staying somewhere just to stay. Just doing something just to do it. And is that killing me? Killing me softly. So to over-identify with my past self, the outdated beliefs that I have, that old operating system that we still trying to run, and it's causing us problems. And the cluttered thoughts tied to external validation, which is one of the biggest ones. We care about what people say, and those people don't care about themselves. And we're all doing the same thing. We all trying to keep up with the Joneses, and the Joneses don't care to keep up with you. What are we keeping up with? Why are we keeping up anyway? If you're just you and doing you, are you actually trying to keep up with anybody? No, I'm running my own race at my own pace. I'm not even worried about y'all. Not everybody that runs a marathon is trying to finish first. Some of us just love to run the marathon. This is what I did last time. I just like to run. Me, I'm somebody who I like to travel, but even more so, I would drive a lot of times more so than I would fly. Why? Because the journey, what you get to see, I'm not in a race to get there. Now, there might be something that goes on, time crunch, and I got to get there at this time. But for the most part, I just like the journey. So there's no rush in getting there. And it's actually more fulfilling because there's no rush. I don't have to worry about this. There's no traffic that's going to stop me. There's no frustration from, oh, I got to wait in this long line, or why this got canceled, that got, no. I'm at my own pace, running my race. So now I'm just cruising the USA. I'm on this train and I'm looking out and I'm seeing the sights and I'm just traveling. And I'm going to get there. I know I'm going to get there. And when I do, hey, I'm going to be happy. And while I'm traveling, I'm going to be happy. It's only because we're in a rush that we're trying to get there at a certain time to please somebody else, because you're trying to keep up. And if you're trying to keep up with somebody who's faster than you, you're going to be tired. And right now, external validation moves faster than we do. By the time you do something, that's old now. Now you're doing something else. I see it every day. Get on social media, I see a bunch of people, bunch of businesses, matter of fact, that are trying to keep up with external validation. You have businesses, real businesses, on social media acting like people. And we're like, oh my God, look at such and such. That's so cool. They're trying to be cool. They're trying to keep up. And in doing that, that's exhausting, because today it was this dance. Tomorrow it's that dance. Today you can do this. Tomorrow you can't do that. And now you're like, wait, what y'all doing? What? I can't keep up. Okay. Now you're pushed out. Or you just live outside of that and you can make your own pace to the race. And now people are just looking at you like, how you do that? The tortoise versus the hare is external validation. The hare is external validation. The tortoise is ourselves when we have internal validation. We just run it. We are the little engine that could. We are Dory. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. You're not Nemo, lost. Because we're trying to keep up, but we can't, because we're just little fish and we're trying to swim in this big ocean. So we want to replace. What are we going to replace? I. We're not replacing that. We start with that. We're replacing what comes after that. I can't think straight. I can't. We're replacing that. Take that out. If you, matter of fact, it's a compound. It takes two to make that. I cannot. If you take that not away, you can. So we're going to replace that mindset of I can't think straight with I am. I am clearing space for truth to enter. So nope, it's not I can't think straight. It says I am clearing space for truth to enter. So I now trust what my silence reveals. Another thing that they told me while I was in the Marines, say, you know what? Silence is compliance. Silence is compliance. Yep. If you're silent, you're compliant. So this is the way we are going to speak out. We're going to change that I can't. We're going to say I am. And you never. You may have done it before, but let's vow to ourselves now that this is what our journey is, to remove those negative statements that come after I am. You got to be careful with that. You say I am, stand on that. It's a positive statement. It's not a negative. Unless you're saying I am not what you thought I was, what you're going to define me as. I am clearing space for truth to enter. And I now trust what my silence reveals. And that silence is compliant in your life. It complies to what your life is. And when it reveals to you that I am, that's the truth. Because in your silence, you didn't hear I can't. In the clutter, you hear I can't. All that's spinning around in your head is where you hear I can't. You're silent. But first, you have to start to replace that I can't so you can hear that I am. And then I now. Because you weren't born refreshing. You were not born to perform. What? What do you mean? You're not born to perform. This ain't a stage. Ain't a circus. Now, if you do that as a profession, that's different. Some people say they were born performers. They dance, whatever. Cool. But you were not born to perform. You were born to perceive truth and live from it. So now imagine if you are not born to perform, but you're born to perceive truth and live it. What are you performing? If not a lie. And what are you perceiving based off that performance? You're born to perceive truth and live from it. That clarity is your birthright. Your natural state is joy. This may sound foreign, but again, you don't even have to listen to the words. You feel it. My natural state is joy. I feel that because I don't like when I'm not happy. I don't like when I'm not in joy. I don't like when my mind is not clear. I operate so much better. My day is so much better when I have clarity on what I need to do, where I need to go, who I am with. All that confusion, that's the myth. That's the fog that we need to remove. And it begins when we stop pretending to be who we are not. Yeah, I know. But they don't accept me, then you shouldn't even be there. But what if they don't like me, then they don't like you? We are not in the people pleasing business no more. We are not in the business of doing everything for everybody just so we can get to the point where we look around and we say, ain't nobody here for me. So we all jump on a social post and we all talk about, yeah, and nobody's here for me. And we all agreeing how nobody's there for us, but we're doing something. We're doing everything for everybody. Since when? Since when do we constantly keep running into the same wall and then blaming the wall? What is this? Insanity, doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. We're pleasing over and over. We keep hearing people say, well, no, you got to do for others and not for self. Okay, then stop complaining then. It shouldn't hurt. If you doing for others and not for yourself was not performance, if that's the truth, then you should have clarity. You shouldn't be confused. We shouldn't see a world that seems like it's being more confused. We're shrinking. We ain't relating to each other. We're all in our little bubbles. Confused. Agreeing how confused we are. Yet we keep doing it over and over and over again. I live in a country where we've been electing the same people over and over and over again, but because they're part of different parties, we think we've been doing something for real. It's been the same people. How do you know it's the same people? Because we've been going down, 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 down. One generation to the next, struggling, losing. Now we're talking about there is no middle class and it's just the rich versus the poor. Now we all poor. We've been doing the same things over and over and over, expecting a different result because we haven't been standing in our truth. Because when you stand in that, you know right away, wait, whoa, time out. We shouldn't even be doing this. What is this going on? But because the mob is out there, we're afraid of the mob, society, right? We look for that external validation. We just gonna fit in. We like, you know what? I'm not gonna fight because fighting is hard. So I just want life to be easy. Well, if you want life to be easy, you are. Stop avoiding the hard things. Stop avoiding loss and thinking you're gonna win. Stop fearing failure as if you're going to succeed. Because I hear you. If at first you don't succeed, just give up. Yeah, just give up. Go home. Go home. No. If at first you don't succeed, what she say? Dust yourself off and try again. All right, we're gonna do this again. A sport that I did not really understand. I thought it was boring when I was growing up because like you watch it on TV and it is boring. But if you actually go to a baseball game, if you actually play baseball, I'm not that good at it. This sport is like actually life. Some of the greatest baseball players in history struck out so many times, you wouldn't even want to play the game no more. Some of the greatest people that we look up to in history, we look up to them because they gave up. No, we look up to them because no matter what, they kept going. And that's how they got to the top of the hill. Yep, they fell, got back up, fell, got back up, struck out, swung again. So if we're looking up to these type of people, why are we looking up without learning, without implementing that and doing that in our own lives? Strike out as many times as you can. Swing the hell out of that bat. Because the one time you hit it, it might be out of here. But if you never swing, then you guarantee you strike out. And that's the worst thing, to just strike out looking. You didn't even get the chance to swing. I would rather you lose than to fear it. I would rather you fail than to not do it at all, than to fear it and think that you're going to make it somewhere. That's what hurts the most, is you know that you should have. You know that you could have. That we don't have to live with shoulda, coulda, woulda. If we woulda, coulda, shoulda. I don't even know what that means when it sounds good. Just saying to do it. Because what you actually gain from that, that's the fuel that you're going to use to succeed, to take off. We talked in our last discussion about how obstacles are runways for us to take off unless we don't. And then you just stuck on the runway. Eventually that runway runs out. So what other option do you have but to take off? So let's practice this. Let's identify 3 thoughts, beliefs, or labels that you have that are not truly yours. 3 thoughts, beliefs, or labels that are not truly yours. Get a journal, write them down, and cross them out. And write, this no longer defines me. Nope, no more. No more, I ain't having it no more. I ain't taking it. Nope, enough is enough. No more of these thoughts. They don't define me. They're not truly who I am. No more of these beliefs. They don't define me. They're not who I am. And damn sure no more of these labels. Because that's truly not me. Labels misrepresent who you are. So then they diminish your value. Are you a thief? You trying to steal? Why do you say that? Because if you went to the store and you switched the labels on something, you took this label and put it on something that was higher price. You took that label off, you put it over here, and then you would scan it, and it's like, I just got this. That was a steal. Woo-hoo. But you just devalued that thing so that you can get it for the cheap. Is this not what external validation is doing? We're putting on these labels so that we can be had for the cheap, for the low. What? You went with that person so they can experience you, just so they can devalue you for what? And now you feeling like, what the? I was never that. Why did I sell myself for cheap? Because I put on a label that misrepresented me and diminished my value. They couldn't afford me anyway. You a diamond that you want to act like a cubic zirconia just so more people can have you. No, be the diamond and wait around for the person who can afford it. Let them window shop. Let them see you and say, oh, they're too much. They're too this, too that. Great. Let them do that. Let them wait. Who cares? We ain't here to please them no more. And so now we are going to take the leap into that. We're going to leap forward. We're going to leap over those outdated thoughts, beliefs, labels. And so this LEAP protocol, this is our signature tool that transforms confusion into clarity, because LEAP stands for locate, engage, anchor, propel. So we're about to leap forward past this mental fog. So we're going to locate what is causing that confusion in our mental clarity. So I feel foggy about what are you confused on? What do you feel confused about? Locate it. And then listen to your mind's whispers. Why? Because the loudest voice in the room ain't always the one you need to hear. No, shh, shh, shh. It's the one in the back. Until you actually bring it forward, it's that shy kid in class that is really smart but don't want to say nothing. And the teacher has to pull it out of them. The teacher has to say, "Man, you're smart. You can do this." That whisper reminds me of our last discussion when we talked about Maya Angelou. And I'm reading the book, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. And she stopped talking. She became the quiet person. Yet when she started to speak, when that voice came out, everybody listened. She started to push forward this progression on healing. She put it out there in the mainstream. And we read that in our last discussion. So if you hadn't seen that, go back to our last discussion. Or go read the poem, The Caged Bird Sings. This is coming from a person that literally went mute. We are doing the same things in our mind. That voice, we pushed it way to the back, or it was pushed to the back, and we don't listen to it. And then all of a sudden it gets loud. You know when it gets loud? When it's fed up. Just like that quiet person. When you push it too much, then it gets loud. When you hit rock bottom, now that's the loud voice that you're listening to. Or that you hear, because you might not even be listening to it. Because what it's saying to you, you're not believing. It's telling you to get up. We can do this. I can't. I'm down here. It's the hardest. No, it's talking. It's telling you. It's the whisper. So when you're saying, I feel foggy, I'm confused about something, quiet. Stop talking. Stop moving. Listen to that whisper. Can you even hear it? As we listen to that, once we hear it, we're going to engage. And to engage, we're going to reframe now. So I feel foggy about whatever the confusion was. I was confused about this thing. Now is this confusion, this fog is training my discernment. What about you is it training? That's an example. You fill in the blank. And when you get this protocol, that's what it has on there, the blanks for you to fill in. Because this ain't about me telling you what to put there. It's about what you need to put there. Because we keep telling y'all, God don't need no damn interpreters. That's the problem. You keep going to people asking them what you should do because you don't trust yourself. So you don't trust God. Who you think he talked? You think he only talked to that person? You crazy. We crazy. I was crazy because I thought he only talked to certain people. Like that person. And then you find out that, wait, that person ain't even who they said. What? Now here comes that whisper. I told you so. But you didn't want to listen. So now we are reframing that. We locate, now we engage. This fog is training my blank. Example, discernment. This is training my discernment. This is allowing me to see now what the difference is that I couldn't before. This relationship that I put so much into and it was so much. Now it's gone. The lesson that I need to learn from that when I engage is like, what was this teaching me? I now know how to discern the difference between real and fake. I just realized I didn't love myself. Whoa, that's why I would let you in. What? I would never do that anymore. A lot of us are looking back and we're like, the ex, you're like, I never date nobody like that again. We'll say it. Remember, as long as we are doing the thinking, we're going to think our way through it. We're going to say, I'm not going to do that again. And the next person is just like the last person. And now you blaming the world. You say, all women is this and all men are this. No, 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 no. Just all your decisions are this. You keep going to the same place, trying to get something different. No, you got what? You're shopping at the same place. You're going to get the same results. But are we locating that? Are we engaging that? Probably not, because we don't want to hear that whisper. Yet this is how we transform. This is how we leap forward. And as we engage that, we are going to invite. We're going to invite that truth to replace those lies that we've been living. I am not enough, so I accepted people who just would take from me because I just gave to them. So I'm not enough, so I just want to please everybody. And then somebody comes along who just wants to be pleased. I'm the king, feed me grapes. What the? After a while, you're like, hold on, wait. Why am I just feeding you? I want to be fed too. Nope, 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 nope. I am the important thing here. You're not. And that's how we live our life until we locate, then we listen, we engage and reframe that, and then we invite in the truth to replace that lie, and then we anchor down. You anchor down. It's like the defenses, right? You're anchoring in. This is when we need those techniques. This is when we call on the friends. This is when we need support. Yet we always go outside of ourselves for support when we were told you got everything that you need right here. Right here. Right here. It's in you. So all we need to do, here's a practice, and I will give you this. And this is part of our LeAF protocol for mental fog. You're going to put your hands on your temple. and just breathe. I anchor in stillness. We do this for a minute. Why? Have you ever put your hands on your temple? Have you ever breathed for real? Because in my walk in life, I recognized I wasn't even breathing. How was I not dead? Or was I? I had to learn how to breathe. Yes, to breathe. We all do it each day and don't even know that the way that we're breathing may actually be attributing to our problems, taking away from our ability to locate, to engage, to listen, to invite. So we learn how to breathe. And it's crazy because when somebody reaches out to me and they're like, what can I do? And they're having a moment, I'm like, hey, just breathe. And it's the one thing that people are like, no, give me something else. This is where we run to external things. And I don't judge. Do what you got to do to get through. You hear me? We not judging here. What they say? We listen, but we don't judge. I hear you because I was there. Yet you can get to a point where you don't need it for that. You replace that thing. But when I'm telling you to breathe, when somebody is saying something like, just relax, breathe. You're like, breathe. What? I'm already breathing. That makes no sense. Well, somebody with asthma, it does. So I grew up with asthma. And I had to learn how to breathe because when I was under attack, that's the thing that was happening. You can't breathe. And if you feel like you can't breathe, if you feel like you're drowning in life, what is that going to cause you to do? That's a panic. And at that point, you'll do whatever. I just want to breathe. So we're panicking. We're not calm. Bring our nervous systems down. Put your hands on your temple and breathe. I anchor in stillness for 1 minute. 1 minute is 60 seconds. And until you do it, you ain't going to realize, oh my God, that's actually a long time, but it's not. It is until we do it. You're thinking about it all the time. That's why breathing makes no sense until you do it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. And so as we anchor in, we are now verifying alignment with our core truth. We're anchoring in, we're breathing, relaxing, and that's verifying. You know what? Damn, this not only does this work, I'm able to see things and that I wasn't able to see before. And that is what allows me to propel forward. And when we propel, that's when we exclaim. That's when we proclaim. Today, not tomorrow, today, right now, I gain clarity by, my favorite thing is journaling. And when I was a kid, it'd be like, only girls keep a diary. Well, call me whatever you want. Slap me around and call me Susie. Because I'm journaling like a madman. And when I go back and look at it, I'm so thankful for that. And the one thing that I did wish was like, ooh, I wish I did journal it in my teenage years, like throughout life, because I would love to see what that person thought at that time. I can go back and try to think about certain experiences, but again, once you try to go back and think, what you don't recognize is you might have added something there that wasn't there before and took something away that was. But in that journal, I can actually see how I felt, what I thought. That means a lot now. Because when I look back in my journal from just a few years ago, a few days, weeks, months, it's like, whoa. I blew my own mind. I was like, I said that? Yeah. Hold on now. That's what was happening? Wow. And because we're doing that, that is the expression. We express through bold action, and that creates a new experience. So we leap forward, okay? And that new leap that you take allows you to live. I told you we're about empowerment. We're about uplifting, empowering, and inspiring. So if you heard through this Propel protocol, we gave you an acronym for LEAP that says locate, engage, anchor, and propel. And on the other side of that was the other acronym for live. Because if you want to live, you have to listen, invite, verify, and express. So how do I do that? How do I live? Take the leap. I'm afraid to leap. Then you won't live. And that's the first premise to live inspired. As we live inspired, we never stop prospering. It requires effort daily. This is a full-fledged system for you. You ain't got to go, I look here, takes me here, I do this, and I'm gone. Clarity. There's no more confusion. You don't have to ask all these questions. You look, you follow your route that you are taking. This is simply just a template to get you there, template to help you clear out this clutter. Because if we try to do it by ourselves, we try to think, oh, what do I do? What do I? Nope. Take the leap. What's the problem? Let's locate it. Okay, now let's engage it. All right. So we're going to locate. Now we got to listen. Okay. Now we're going to engage it. You ready for this? Okay. When we engage, now we're going to invite this in. All right. You ready? Come on. Come in. Sit down. We got to talk to you. Now we're going to anchor down. That's where we take action. We anchoring down. Nope, no more. And as we anchor, we're going to verify. That is right. That is what I needed or what I didn't need it. And that propels you straight out the door, straight in life, outer space, wherever you want to be. And that expression creates the new experience. Out with the old, in with renewed life. So after we take that leap, what did you just do? You're defining yourself. So we're clearing off that lens. I swear, I got contacts in, but I wear glasses too. Sometimes your lens get foggy, right? You got to clear it off. Sometimes the lens on your camera get foggy and it says, clear it off to take a better picture. Because if your lens is foggy, it's a distorted picture that you're taking. We can't have a distorted picture because we just took a leap so we can live. So now we're defining ourselves. So we're going to clear that lens and reclaim our mind. And so this is where our clarity becomes our identity. Now, ooh, skies is clear. Ooh, sun is shining. Ooh, I feel it. Ooh, yes, it's good. I am in my natural state of joy. Oh man, the day isn't that bad. I don't wake up and curse the day anymore. Why? Because I am actually going to seize the day. I'm actually going to stand on that. I'm doing that every day. Not just going to say it. We're going to be it. So no more misaligned thoughts that led to misaligned choices. Now you can miss me with that because we are aligned. Yet you must define that. As I must define mine, you must define yours. And just like I told my guys this morning, said, you know, if you don't define yourself, if you don't define your thinking, someone else will do it for you. They're going to come and try to tell you who you are. They're going to do it just like this. You're this, and they're going to keep going. And you're this, and they're going to keep going. And you're this, and they're going to keep going. And we allow people to come in and out of our life and define who we are. That's not us. And so you must define your thinking, or your thinking will define you. So the identity reframe, that old life pattern that we had is, I should be doing this. I should. Nope. Our renewed life, when we're living inspired every day forever, we're going to reframe that and we say, I am becoming. I didn't know I should be. No. I am becoming whatever that is that you want to become. And so this man got acronyms for days, don't he? Yes, we do. Because acronyms empower. So the live is my clarity, right? And what is your clarity? That's your compass. Okay. If we want to live, you got to understand that that's your clarity. That's your compass. If your compass is off, how does that affect your ability to live? Your compass is north, south, east, west. It has to be adjusted. It's got to be pointing in the direction that you need to go, not where I need to go or where I want you to go. And so, live. My clarity is my compass. Inspired. I release old stories. All the myths that you have about you, I release all of that. Let that go so that I can walk in my truth. All that's weighing me down anyway. Get it off me. So I'm clear, got my compass. I released all that stuff because I'm going on this journey. I don't need all this stuff anyway. And so every day, live inspired, every day, mental discipline is my daily devotion. And just like I was talking to my guys this morning when we were in the gym, so you know what discipline is? No. When you define it, saying no or yes to what you want to do, that's what discipline is. You get up and your body said it's 12 o'clock. So you like, I'm hungry. Discipline is we're not eating right now. We good. Yeah, that's hard to do. But that's what discipline is. Everybody is making all of this to be this fancy stuff so they can sell you on everything. Discipline is just when you are saying, no, I'm good. This is what I'm going to do. And then you do it daily. I want to do this every day. I'm going to do it every day. I want to go to the gym every day. I'm going to go to the gym every day. It's not that you are undisciplined. You're disciplined in the wrong things because every day you keep telling yourself what you're not. You keep telling yourself, I should be. You are actually very disciplined. Now let the cat out the bag. Oh. Just like when you thought you was broken. Nope, you just got all somebody else stuff on you. You're not undisciplined. Your discipline is in the wrong things. You're devoted daily to the wrong things that don't serve you, that don't benefit you. So we just flipping that around. We take that thing out and put this thing in and watch. This is all they did. They took the chicken out and put a salad there. And now all of a sudden you're disciplined? No, you was disciplined in eating chicken every day. Now you're disciplined in eating salad every day. It's just that salad has a different benefit for your life. So there's no point in me acting like I'm better than you because I say, I do this and you do that. No, I'm no better than you. You want to do something different? Then let's switch the discipline in. Boom, turn that light off, turn this one off. Yeah, there's too many of us that's walking around here that's trying to say, wow, I do this and you do. Man, listen, live your life. And if we're going to live, where is my compass? And am I clear on where I'm going? Am I inspired? Do I release the stuff that no longer serves me? And am I about this every day? Do I have the mental discipline to do this daily? If I do, then it's going to be forever. Meaning my clarity anchors not just me, but generations after me. That's what you're passing on. They're watching you define your life, live your life, see, go by your compass, define who you are, be disciplined in the things that benefit your life, and you pass that down. And so all we've really been passing down with all of these large trauma is you've been following in the footsteps, not creating your own. That's trauma. Ain't no point in blaming your parents for something they didn't even understand. Now, if they knew what they was doing, oh, that's different. But everybody will get theirs in the end. It's up to you to do for you. When we say, and I put away those childish things, we keep thinking that, oh, I don't do kid stuff no more, so I don't have fun. That ain't it. Putting away childish things means as a child, I needed somebody to do for me. My children in the other room, they need me to feed them. Otherwise, they don't eat. They need me to provide sustenance for their mind. Otherwise, they will be misled. When they are not a child anymore, when you become an adult and they say you're 18, they kick you out, which is neither here nor there, but I think that's crazy. When we get to that point where you're an adult, it's up to you. So putting away the childish things means no matter what my parents did when I was a kid, I don't have to do that anymore. I now define my own life. But because we want to still please them and don't want to hurt them and don't want to, we're going to keep doing it. No, I'm sorry, Mama. I'm not doing it no more. I never meant to hurt you. I never meant to make you cry. But tonight, I'm cleaning out my closet. It's not, no, I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. Your loss will be your lesson. That lesson will be a blessing. That blessing is manifesting that new life. So LiEF, my clarity is my compass. Inspired, I'll release the old stories. Every day I'm disciplined and daily devoted to what I need so that forever I am clear, anchored into what I need to do, which is my life. And then the generations after me are inspired and they see that. And that's the footsteps that they follow in. Look at how many, when we look up to people and you say, my father did this and he established this and I just did that. Your father already did it. He already did it. So you're blaming your earthly dad that your heavenly father done told you already. Let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ Jesus. And again, I'm not religious, okay? But we understand. We follow commandments. We get it. And I had to put away those childish things. And I don't intend on infringing on anybody, but hey, that was not for me. That was the mind that was causing me confusion because somebody was telling me what to do and damning me because I didn't do this and damning me because I didn't do that. And nowhere did my father say that. What? So I had to release that. I don't need you to feed me no more. I don't need you to tell me what to do anymore. I got to find my way. Living our life and finding our way is not going and finding a job to pay you and have no purpose and no passion. To go find your way, son, means go out there and declare and find who you are. You're going to walk. You're going to be in the forest. You're going to be in the woods. Sometimes you might be in the desert. But when you come out, you're going to be who you need to be. You're going to be where you need to be. And that story is your glory. Let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ Jesus. Philippians chapter 2, verse 5. Clarity comes from control, not. It comes from surrendering to the higher alignment. But you want to control everything. Nah, that don't sound right. No, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this because, okay, that fear will have you famine. And so if you believed, I want to ask you something. If you believed that you were already whole, how would your thoughts shift today? If you believed you was already whole, how would your thoughts shift today? I'm going to drink to that. Water, because that's refreshing. If you believe, that's refreshing. If you believe, take off the if, because if was a fifth, take off the if. I believe I am already whole. So now how do you think of yourself? You ain't broken. So do away with that childish thing. You ain't broken. You're already whole. Now what? You still going to give off them pieces of you? You're still going to look like you're not who you are? Or are you going to begin to stand up in clarity, clear on who you are, determined to be devoted to that daily so you can prosper every day, forever, forever, ever, forever, ever. So what are some barriers though? Because it's all good that we talk about, yeah, you got me good and I want to do it. Yes, yes, yes. But then all of a sudden, I hit a barrier and I didn't even know it was there. So let's talk about some of the barriers to that clarity. And then what practices do we have? Talked about LiEF, right? What practices can we have for that aligned thinking? So some common mental blocks. You feel overwhelmed. You feel overwhelmed. Be still. Because if you're overwhelmed, why are you still moving? You need to stop. You're overwhelmed. Be still. Then what? And no. Be still and no. So you're overwhelmed. Boom. This is your antidote. But we're not doing that. We don't want to be still. So we don't want to know. And that's why we like, who's God? Where? I don't know. And then here comes somebody, I'll tell you. And this is what you're doing wrong in your life. And now that just makes you feel smaller and 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 smaller. You wasn't meant, you too big to be little. Maybe that's why you're uncomfortable. You got them small old tight clothes on that don't fit you. Them small shoes on that hurt your feet every time you walk. But you want to look cute. That's okay. You can look cute. There's consequences to that. To us trying to fit ourselves in these little boxes that we don't belong in. When you're overwhelmed, be still and know that I am God. Psalms 46, verse 10. Self-doubt, which is another one. This is how we started. I started dealing with FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Within myself, what were my fears that caused me to be uncertain? And that uncertainty made me doubtful. And if I was doubtful, I knew that I was uncertain, and that sure was something I feared. And so self-doubt, you can go to Psalms 139:14. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. But it ain't fearfully so you can fear. No. I am. So once you hear that, I am, you understand that that next thing is not a negative. Yet we be like, fearfully. So you were made in fear. No, heck, no. Because then it says, and wonderfully made. If you were already whole, how would your thoughts shift today? But I got self-doubt because, in my past, there were things that I did that, that I regret ever doing. And I can't get past that. So I'm stuck back there. Forget those former things. What? Let them wear our princely robes. We're New Yorkers now. That's my favorite movie, Coming to America. But that sticks with me for real because you got to forget that. Like, bro, we look. If you ain't seen Coming to America, I suggest that you watch it. I love that movie. It's a comedy too. But a prince comes to New York. As soon as he gets to New York, just like New York, right? He leave his stuff outside. They go into an apartment. He come back outside. All his stuff is gone. Somebody runs up to him in his robe, opens his robe up and says, man, look at all this fly stuff I got for sale. His buddy gets mad like, hey, man, they got our stuff. The prince, this the prince now. He's the one who says, hey, let them have our stuff, man. We in New York now, man. Let's act as New Yorkers. We not in the mundo. We not in the palace no more. So don't worry about that. Forget those former things. Why? Because new things spring forth. Yet, if you don't want to forget, if you can't move past, you can't be renewed. If you don't move past, you won't be renewed. So you don't let that stuff go. Go ahead, chase them down the street and do whatever. And you're chasing some stuff that's, once you get it, it ain't even the same no more anyway. Let it go. Past regrets. What are you regretting? Past. When you're driving on the road, you driving past. If you're running in a race and then you move past the next person. Can you pass me that? Like, it's all talking about going forward. So why are you stuck there? Because of regret. That's why you holding on to it. Let it go. So that the new things can spring forth. Isaiah 43, verse 18 through 19. And then distractions. Because remember, we was distracted. We was trying to please everything and everybody, to do everything at once. And we was all over the place. Being pulled like this, we was distracted. And now we must be reminded that if thine eye be single, you will never date again. No, if thy eye be single, the whole body shall be full of light. The whole body, not half the body, not just your toe, not just one side, the whole body. If thine eye be single. Reminding you, when you aligned in your focus, not all over the place, hocus pocus, trying to do magic and please this person and please that person. No, when your focus is aligned, free from distraction, you're not divided. You can see clearly. You identify confusion, and your entire being, you, and your life is illuminated. I see exactly what I need to do. And the moment that you see it, ain't no stopping you. Ain't no stopping you. This is when that determination hits. Now you know clear as day what the mission is. What's gonna stop you? You're not focused on that other stuff no more. You're free from those distractions. Because now you know, okay, this is my assignment. I'm on it. I'm doing it. So that clarity in our thought leads us to the light in our life. Motel 6 ain't the only one that'll keep the light on for you. The light been on, you turned it off. We turn off the light. I turned off the light so I can turn it back on. Yet, if I ain't single and I'm all over the place, then I give someone else the power to turn on and off the light. That mental clutter in my mind is going to dim my ability to see truth. Now, everything is a lie. I don't believe nothing you say. Somebody come and compliment you, I don't believe it. They're just saying that, trying to be nice, or they could be telling you the truth. I remember when that happened to me. To have somebody say a compliment to me and I didn't even believe it. I didn't even want to receive it. Nah, man. Nah. Why are they saying this to me? That don't even make sense. They talk to me. Mm-mm. We have to be singular in vision to open that path. And the saddest part is that, or is that the saddest part? I was going to say the saddest part is we taught this, but we shouldn't even be looking to be taught by external forces anyway. That's what misleads us, because they're going to teach you, no, don't do that. I don't want you to do that, because if you do that, you align yourself with your purpose, with God. So I can't distract you. Did we not just hear, if thy eye be single, thy whole body fills with light, meaning you are focused and aligned, free of distractions. They want you distracted. They want you distracted. They want to pull you apart and have you confused, because you're easily controlled that way. Name a time where you've been focused on something and somebody was able to control what you did. They were able to sway you when you were determined and focused on something. Now, name a time when you were focused and determined on something and you did that thing and you found out that thing was a lie, that thing didn't benefit you, that it wasn't the truth. Were you filled with light? Or did the light go off and it was dark, cold? Micro practices. Let's get into the practices we can do. Okay, I got 3 of them for you as we close this out. We're fasting, not food, okay? Thought. You're going to fast on thoughts. Just 5 minutes. Give yourself 5 minutes a day. You got 5 minutes. You can give yourself 5 minutes. We give everybody else 24 hours. So now we may give them 23 hours and 55 minutes because we're going to give ourselves 5 minutes a day. We're going to thought fast, okay? And when we do that, make it easy on you. You can set a timer, okay? Discipline, right? We're going to set a timer. We're going to sit silently. Wherever you are, you can be outside on a park bench. You can be on your couch. You can be in the car. You can be at work. You can be in the bathroom, on the toilet, in the bathtub, wherever, in the shower. It don't matter. Just sit silently. Close your eyes. Not like this. Close your eyes. Okay? Breathe and observe your thoughts without judgment. That's the key. The fasting is without judgment. We're going to sit and observe our thoughts and we're going to let them pass as if we was laying on the grass looking up at the clouds. What you judging the clouds? Nope, you're just watching them go past. You're watching those thoughts go past. Because we just want to see. We just want to let them go. Because the moment that I try to put judgment on them, now I'm focusing on it. Now that thought is here, right here, and it's overwhelmed. Nope, let it go. And watch. They just flow right past you. And you're like, dang. It may not be easy the first time, but you're here because you make difficult things easy. So let's get that out of our mind, always wanting the easy thing. You're making it the easy. So our life is hard because we don't want to do it. Okay, so set the timer, sit silently, close your eyes, breathe. That's a key to all of this. Breathing. And just watch them go past. Breathe and don't judge. We look, but we don't judge. Okay? That's one practice. That one's not for you. Got another one. I am. Okay? I want you to take our distorted mental loops that we have, the ones that, not really serving us, and we want to empower those. So we're going to say, I am, right? I am aligned. I am clear. I am guided. And you begin to rewire, I am enough. I am strong. I am whatever it is that you need to put there. The judgment is, I am not. We ain't doing that. So we're rewiring, okay? Micro practice number 2, I am. Start proclaiming that. What you are. Because you were never told what you're not. That don't come from you. And you come from God. So if it didn't come from you, and it didn't come from God, it ain't yours. Give it back. I don't need it. You ain't even got to take time to say, who did it come from? Give it back. I don't even need it. I'm drop it off right there. Somebody else can have it. Fire sale. Everything must go. Okay. Micro practice number 3. Digital detox for 1 hour. This one, I'm not going to say most needed. But because we are all on our phones more than ever, it may be one of the hardest, yet it also may be one of the most rewarding, because this is something that we believe we cannot do without. It's become so a part of our life that if you left your phone somewhere, you might go crazy. Matter of fact, we do go crazy. Where's my phone? I'm running late because I could not find my phone. Get that phone. Commit 1 hour a day without media, without input, without noise. 1 hour, 60 minutes. No, because if I'm going to the gym, I need my phone. If I'm going to work, I need my phone. If I'm at home, I need my phone. No, you don't. Cut it all off. 1 hour without media. What would you actually do with 1 full hour to yourself? Man, I started cooking. I forgot. Started painting, dancing. Like, dang, it's so much that I could do. Matter of fact, this is when I love to do my qigong and my wing chun. It's like, boom, an hour, boom. Now I'm able to learn languages. Like, wait, time out. So when I'm not on this thing, there's other things that I can do that don't. Just going to the park for an hour, hanging out with my kids for an hour, just being by myself for an hour. Don't sleep on yourself, man. It's a lot more to you than you really let show. So let your soul speak without that interference. What is it saying? That whisper, we can't hear it because we always got interference. So take 1 hour to yourself. You give it to everybody else. So we went from 5 minutes. Now they had 23 hours and 55 minutes. Now y'all got 23 hours. What? Yes. And if we keep going, you might not have that because everything must go. And the cultural anchor, the wisdom that we have to tie this in is Lao Tzu. When you realize nothing is lacking, the whole world belongs to you. Because you ain't lacking. Because you ain't broken. You been whole. You chosen. Dang. You chosen. That's crazy, huh? Me? I'm chosen. Yup, you. Can't believe it. I know. I couldn't believe it either. I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it's not butter. Okay. So now, as we're going through those anchors, we're now moving into our aligned living. Right. So we're living now an aligned life. And this is our clarity in action. That alignment is not just what we think. Remember, we're always trying to think it through. Nope, we let go, man. I don't know. I ain't got all the answers. Sway ain't got all the answers, and neither do I. I ain't got all the answers. So we let it go. And now we recognize that alignment is not just what we think, but it's how you act on what you believe. Do you act on what you believe, or do you just say, oh? Alignment is acting out on that. When they say step out on faith, that's what you're doing. You're acting out on that. That's where that alignment comes in. And so here's a reflection prompt for us to get us there, to help us get there. Remember, we have 3 of these. So if you got your pen and your paper, you can write this down. You got your phone, you can type it out. Just don't give yourself an excuse not to show up for you. We do it for everybody else. So number 1, uno, E. What is one thought I repeat often that does not support my truth? What is one thought I repeat often that does not support my truth? Number 2, uno, dos, ER. Who told me that I thought? Who told me that? Who told me that thought? That thought that I had, who told me that? And is it really mine? Have you ever challenged that? Who told me that? And is it mine? Don't focus on the who. You just saying who to realize that it wasn't you. Don't be like, it was my dad and that's one. Now I got to call my dad and say, no, you don't. We doing too much of that. That's you thinking. You ain't even got to tell nobody. You ain't got to say nothing to them. You just got to go through it. You got to do it. Who told me that thought? And is it really mine? Number three, excuse me. Son, uno, dos, tres. What new thought supports who I am becoming? Notice that. I am becoming. What new thought supports who I am becoming? Because that little thought don't support me no more. I become too big to be little, so I can't support that no more. What new thought supports who I am becoming? So action steps to enforce this. Say no. Say no. Say no. 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 Nada. Nil. Zilch. No. To one task that does not serve your clarity. Say no. Don't be like, well, okay. No. Put an exclamation on it. If you got to, first you should be like, no, no, no. Enforce that. They gonna push back? No. If it don't support, it doesn't serve your clarity, say no. Okay? That's the one action step I want to give you. Say no. We're gonna say no to drugs. Say no. Okay? So in closing, as you walk light and you think clear, this is our challenge. We are walking light, thinking clear. We are going to declare, I no longer, there's that no, I no longer think from fear. I now, right now, today, reclaim the mental space to think and live clearly. My life. My life, my life, my life. In the sunshine. Yep. I no longer think from fear. I now reclaim the mental space to think and live clearly. And we're going to ground ourselves, right? Take that deep breath, release it and say, I clear my mind to open my path. And so your challenge this week, that LiEF protocol, at least once a day, you can perform that to clear yourself from mental fog. Find a time in your day, some way, to use that to clear that mental fog. And then choose one thought to retire and one truth to rehearse. So as we're saying no, nope, I'm not doing this. As you go through those reflection prompts and now you're seeing it, you're going to choose that one thought that you've given away. Nope, retire that. Sorry, hang the jersey up in the rafters. Thank you. You served, you did what you needed to. But now I'm going to rehearse this truth because this is now my life. I got to let that go so I can let this grow. This is what we were told. Let it go. Let go of those old thoughts so new ones can spring forth. Because your thoughts are aligned with your highest truth. You do see clearly and you move clearly. So, to quote Ralph Waldo Emerson, to be yourself in a world constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. To be yourself in a world constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. And we're going to back that up by quoting Oscar Wilde, who says, be yourself. Because everybody else is taken. Be yourself. Everybody else is already taken. You can't be them. You can't be me. And I can't be you. You don't want to be me. And I don't want to be you. Because if I was you, I wouldn't be me. And if you was me, you wouldn't be you. And that's not how we're here to be. Okay? So mental clarity is your first act of rebellion towards self-liberation. Give me liberty or give me death. So I'm choosing liberty. So my mental clarity, we rebelling. We are rebellious. You are rebellious. Okay? And remember, you are not broken. Your mind is not broken. It's just clutter. That's it. It's just clutter. It's just clutter. And your soul has always known how to clean house when you let it.